Say hello to Big Champ. Big Champ is my new champion Scroll Only Ironman. This means all resources I gather have to be dropped from monsters that drop champion scrolls. Naturally, this entails no gathering skills, no clue scrolls, no random events, and no quests except for the ones that I need to enter the Champions Guild and to access the areas in which I need to kill the champion monsters. For those of you who don't know, champion scrolls are dropped by these monsters, and they're only dropped by these monsters after you've gained access to the Champions Guild, which requires 32 quest points. The scrolls have a 1 in 5,000 chance to drop, and after you obtain the scroll, you use it to fight the champion of the corresponding monster in the basement of the Champions Guild. To make things more interesting and to absolutely prove there's no doubt that I am the champion of RuneScape, I'm going to be choosing one monster type and sticking to that monster until I receive its champion scroll. This means once I've chosen to kill goblins, I have to keep killing goblins until I've received the goblin champion scroll. To make things even more interesting, each champion has to be defeated under a specific rule set. For example, the goblin champion can only be damaged with magical attacks. But fret not, weary travelers, for Big Champ will be heavily compensated for his trials and tribulations. I present to you the Champion's Cape, which, as of recording, is only eligible to be worn by 376 players in old-school RuneScape. Truly an achievement and a goal worthy of attempting to reach.
But Big Champ, the only reason nobody has it is because it looks stupid and no one wants to waste all that time getting something so pointless.
We have to get 32 quest points in order to even have a chance to receive champion scroll drops as well as enter the Champions Guild. To keep this account as pure as possible, I'm only going to be doing quests that don't give experience in combat. However, we will have to complete Priest and Peril in order to gain access to Mauritania, where we can defeat ghouls to get the Ghoul Champion Scroll. For those of you who don't know, Priest and Peril requires you to kill 2 monsters in order to complete the quest. Thankfully, the hard work has already been done for us in figuring out how to do this quest without gaining very much experience, as others have already done this. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get 32 Thieving in order to steal a poison dagger from rogues in the wilderness to kill the instance creature in the Priest and Peril quest. But fortunately, a thieving skill of 32 won't affect our champion at all, since it's one of the gathering skills and will have nothing to do with the gameplay. This is definitely preferable over gaining a lot of combat experience prior to beginning our trek to become a champion. Since we're going to need level 32 Thieving anyway, I decided to get it out of the way first, so we'll start off by pickpocketing men until level 5, followed up by cake stalls and silk stalls in Ardone. I made sure to keep an extra inventory of cakes stored in the bank, just for thieving the rogues. Luckily, I was able to obtain the poisoned iron dagger after only half an inventory, so that's pretty good. I was worried that I might have to get another inventory. But yeah, we got the poisoned dagger, no problems. Basically, from here on out, I'm just trying to complete the quests as quickly as I can, getting the least amount of combat experience as possible, until I get to actually killing the Champion Scroll monsters. So first I started Rune Mysteries, and then during my trip to Varrock, I completed Romeo and Juliet, since it gives you a lot of quest points. I went ahead and completed Rune Mysteries, since I'll both need the quest point and the access to the Rune Essence mines to get the Rune Essence I need for Priest and Peril. Unfortunately, I gained a couple of levels mining, Since it's not a combat experience gain, I decided this was acceptable since Priest in Peril must be completed before getting the 32 quest points. Then I basically move on to complete Priest in Peril. So this is me flinching the dog under the trapdoor for the Priest in Peril quest, trying to do as much damage as I can with only poison, so I don't gain very much combat experience. Alright, then I move up here to get the key from these NPCs. For some reason, they regenerate health faster than other NPCs in RuneScape, so you have to use Venom. Basically, with the main, you hit a 1, that way they regenerate back to full HP, and when the Venom starts ticking, they started from full HP. So after the Venom's ticking, you try to hit a 1 or higher, with your Iron Man. That way the Iron Man is credited the kill, and you get the key. Yeah, I copied the exact same strategy that Swamp Athletics uses. Please don't sue me. It's basically the complicated stuff to getting to 32 quest points for this account. The rest of the quests don't really have any weird obstacles that I have to get through because I can just pick and choose. The only reason I did this weird quest where you don't want to get combat experience is because I needed to have access to Mortania. So the rest of the ones that I picked are pretty much, give me a tiny bit of crafting experience or something that doesn't really matter for this account. So after Priest in Peril, I went to Canifis to buy the meat for Druidic Rituals to avoid getting combat experience actually killing the animals. And then I just started knocking out quests. While gathering some of my materials, I completed Ernest the Chicken. I completed Goblin Diplomacy, which unfortunately gives you a little bit of crafting experience, but that's a small price to pay for a whopping 5 quest points. And that was followed by a quick Druidic Ritual. Client of Korend was next. This only gives you 1 quest point, but it also has the 2 Antique Experience Lamps as rewards. I'll be using these on agility since I needed 15 agility to reach the Earth Warriors. These XP lamps, along with the ones I'll get later from X Marks the Spot, will give me 10 agility so I won't have to do very much training. Then I headed over to complete Bunk's Friend, which gives a lot of woodcutting experience, but since that's a gathering skill and won't really affect this account since I won't be able to do any gathering skills, I decided it was fine. Next was Sheep Herder, aka free quest points, and Pirate's Treasure. Then I finished up X Marks the Spot. Please excuse the mess up recording. This gives me the other antique lamp that I need in order to get to 10 agility. Earlier I had already used the other antique lamps from Client of Korend to get to level 9 agility, so this last antique lamp is all I needed to get all the way up to 10, and then I can do the Draenor rooftop course. Again, I messed up the recording, but here's me using the X Marks the Spot lamp for me to get 10 agility. Then I finished up 15 at the Draenor course. All my skilling requirements out of the way, I just needed to finish up Prince Ali Rescue, and then I'd have enough quest points to start getting the Champion Scroll drops, and have all the skilling requirements to be able to access all the monsters. And so the account is finally ready. I'm actually at the Champions Guild, and I can walk right inside. This may not seem like it took very long, but I had no clue how long it takes to freaking edit a video, so this has been forever in the process. This is a little bit of a strange account in that starting out takes a little bit of work. There's a lot of overhead. So my stats, I wish I could have been level 3 combat when I started killing the Champion Scroll monsters, but I needed to complete Priest in Peril to get the 32 quest points. Because otherwise, if I just got 32 quest points doing other quests, and then later had to continue to do Priest in Peril, then I would have ended up having more than 32 quest points, and that feels worse than having this 11 prayer to start out with. So it's also kind of weird in that this entire first episode is basically just setting up the account. So hopefully I'll be able to actually go into killing the monsters and going through what my loot upgrades are going to look like and how I'm going to end up progressing this account later on. This is about as pure as I could make the account, so let me know if you think I did something stupid and could have had a much better account. That'll be great for me to writhe in those regrets, that'll be awesome. Looking through the various monster drop tables and their levels, I pretty much have to start killing goblins because there's no way for me to get food, there's no way for me to get weapon upgrades. The only things I really can kill are imps and goblins, and imps don't drop any weapons, so basically what I have to do is lock in goblins, kill them until I kill the goblin champion, and my best in slots end up being a bronze scimitar until the end of time, basically is what I'm doing. I'm basically locking myself into only killing goblins with a bronze scimitar for the rest of my life. So that'll be great. So let's see if we can get the champion scroll on the first kill.